Hello, everyone. Today we are going to be talking about a complete blowhard idiot, Pedro Gonzalez, also known as a future groundskeeper from Mar-a-Lago. He's somebody who hates on Donald Trump a lot. I see him on the timeline a lot, and it's just infuriating to see this person breathe as a Trump hater. He is a bastard. Okay, no, the guy's crazy, guys. So let's pay attention to what's going on, right? So, of course, Pedro Gonzalez, Mexican. I'm Mexican as well. Again, I'm going to be the lead guy managing him, pulling the weeds at Mar-a-Lago. You know, the guy's one of the biggest haters of Donald Trump, and it's just astonishing to watch how much visceral seethe and cope he does at the specter of Trump's victories, and all of his convoluted mental gymnastics in regards to how Donald Trump is actually controlled opposition and how DeSantis is what the left is scared of, as if that is even close to true. It is the exact opposite. But this dumb Spanish person has no idea what the hell he's talking about. Okay, let's get real, boys. So let's go ahead and look at his bad takes. We're going to go down here and we're going to look. Okay, now he's retweeting what? Thomas Massie, who nobody cares about, endorses Ron DeSantis. That's not even news. I don't even care. I saw Thomas Massie in a hallway and I didn't even go up to him. He's a bum. Who cares about Thomas Massie? The guy's annoying. Who cares? Oh, Libercuck. He loves DeSantis. I don't freaking care. Right? Now let's go ahead and look at these horrible takes coming in imminently, okay? Now, let's go all the way down. Trump influencers are actually trying to blame Ronna McDaniel for Dan Kelly's loss in Wisconsin without taking in the fact that Trump backed McDaniel over her challengers. Okay, so here's one of these complicated vectors of criticism for these people. These DeSantis people, on one hand, will say DeSantis is more optical to the suburban white people. He is more moderate than Trump. He is less in the baggage area with Trump. He's not as valued-less. He is more virginal, so to speak. And yet, even still, they're bragging about like, oh, but he's further right on this thing. So, I mean, again, these people want it both ways. They want to say he's more electable, more optical, but also further right-wing than Donald Trump. That doesn't really make sense. And how come all these Jeb people, all these people that are anti-Trump support DeSantis from a leftist standpoint? It's because he is more leftist than Donald Trump, obviously. But these people, like Pedro Gonzalez, will try to stand on the moral high ground in respect to how Donald Trump is a leftist and he's a California conservative or whatever the heck, New York liberal, like as if that's not something that applies to DeSantis insofar as he is a moderate Republican. He's a basic MAGA Republican. He's a loser. And again, we have the Ron Oots report or whatever talking about Pedro Gonzalez's failed attack on Donald Trump. Again, I don't know if Donald Trump went up to Pedro as a fan, wanted an autograph, and then Trump said, hey, you forgot to pick the weeds at Mar-a-Lago. Or I don't know if he thought he was a landscaper and was like, well, you already saw me today, so I'm not going to sign your thing. I don't know if he was banned from a MAGA rally and was told to go back to his country. I don't know what happened with Pedro. But the point is that the guy is a blowhard, and I don't know if somebody hurt him. I don't know if Trump fucked his wife or something. I honestly have no idea what happened. But ultimately what I see here is that Pedro Gonzalez is just seething and molding. And it's horrible. And, you know, Gonzalez is just a horrible person. And I just got to, you know, I'm probably the first person on YouTube to ever mention his name at all. Because the guy's just a complete blowhard. Everybody hates him. Nobody likes him. I know several people that are influencers, and they all don't like Pedro Gonzalez. And again, his middle name is L. Pedro L. Gonzalez. L alert. 2 L's in his name. I can relate, but for different reasons. Okay? Now we're talking about Justice Kelly. I already told Red Eagle this. Nobody cares about the Wisconsin judge. I honestly don't care. He underperformed Trump, by the way. So, if anything, that's a good thing for Trump, showing that he is actually more electable than certain people that are not as far right as him, like what happened yesterday. Now, let's see this, all right? So, look at this. Has Trump said anything about Wisconsin? If the threat is Soros-backed candidates, then should be a top priority of the national... See how much he's seething. All these replies, going into the void. Nobody cares, bro. Jeez. Anyhow, let's keep reading. As you can see here, again, retweeting the Mises caucus. Okay, that could be problematic. DC Drano, I don't know why that guy's famous. And then here, mocking Nick Adams because he compared Donald Trump to Jesus Christ. Well, how about you go kill yourself? No, but no. On a more serious note, okay? I digress. Hating on Nick Adams is just inherently feminine. Nick Adams is a MAGA patriot. You're just hating on him. And so what if I'm ironically supporting him, okay? I'm loving Mr. Adams. All right, he's a Chad. All right. So here he says, now that I'm a parent, I genuinely lament my kids likely won't have this. You can still find this millennial culture, but I think you have to look much harder. Okay, I don't care. High school was way better when everybody made jokes about race and ethnicity. Yeah, and Pedro needs to go back to his country. How about that? Okay, go on. So let's see here. Hold up a second. Hold up a second. He retweeted something that said by Scott Pressler, sodomite, by the way. Oh, let's not get distracted in Wisconsin. Let's not get distracted in Wisconsin. Because the less important thing of Trump getting arrested, is distracting us from a candidacy in Wisconsin. Who cares? Nobody cares. Then he over here he's contradicting Steven Crowder from the left, because he supports Trump too much, which is just embarrassing. Okay, this is just freaking insane. Um, and then here retweeting this sodomite right here, Ryan James Gerducki. He's horrible. He's horrible. We have school board elections. I don't care. That's boring. Let's be honest here. Nobody cares. Oh, but these elections are important. Yeah, but I don't care though. How about that? How about that? All these people virtue signaling. What about this obscure election? I don't care. I just don't. And guess what? I know more about politics than virtually everybody on the planet. So for me to not care means that the layperson does not give a shit either. So how about let's stop with this notion that, oh, we need to pretend to give a shit. No, I don't actually. Not even a little bit. Okay? I don't have the slightest inkling in my balls. I don't care. Okay, and then retweeting Ian Miles Chung. Ian Miles Chung is the most insufferable nigga on the planet, bro. I want him to be dropped off of a helicopter over the ocean. Okay? And you know what? I'll even have him dropped off 5 feet away in the air so he won't die, but he will drown because he's fat. And, he'd float, but he's too much of a beta bitch. He'd get felted. I don't know how. Okay. Oh, and then look at this. Saying like, oh, sure, it's disgusting Trump got arrested, but that's the world you live in. What the hell does that even mean? What does that even mean? What? Beta mill. Tonight, again, bragging about smoking a cigar. The least masculine thing you can do is post a cigar. Why? Because if you're masculine, you're going to be smoking a cigar and people are just going to see you with it, and that's it. Like, remember when Andrew Tate was really famous in the summer and he would have like a hot chick massaging him? He never said, oh, here's a girl coming in. No, it was just happening during the stream, getting massaged, drinking nice alcohol with a cigar, like a Chad, okay? Whereas Pedro's like, guys, look, my wife let me smoke a cigar today. You fucking loser. Who cares? Who cares? I don't fucking care. Jeez. Okay. Let's see what's going on here. Transgenderism will continue threatening children until it's illegal to offer. Okay, I don't care. Let's keep going down. I want to see more bad takes. Every like third take is so bad. Strongly considering the name Hannibal for a second son. What brown baby should be called Hannibal? What a dork. What the fuck are you talking about, bait? The most violent era in America was before the Europeans. I don't care either. See, this is just nerd shit. Now he's complaining that Trump is fundraising. So what? He makes more money than DeSantis. Also, like, oh, DeSantis did so good in the primary. Then how come he spent all this money? He outspent Charlie Crist like 6-1 or something. For what, to what end? So that he could win Florida by 20? What if he just spent that $80 million or whatnot and put it everywhere else in the country where we could win? Why didn't he give that money to Blake Masters? Why didn't he give that money to other governors? He didn't. Why? Because he's selfish. And here's the thing. Even if he didn't fundraise, like if he had $100 million in the war chest, he could have spent maybe $10 million, okay? Just like a very skeletal crew campaigning for him. He could have beat Charlie Crist by like 8. And then he could have saved all that money and helped the Republicans in the midterms. But he didn't. And even if he did that, it would have said like, hey, look, Trump, I had to bail you out and now we won the Senate thanks to me and my money. Now I should be president. Instead, he selfishly hoarded the money so that he could just stat pad, so that he can go in garbage time and add points to his margin, as if whether or not you win Florida as a governor in a midterm by 8 or 20 even makes a difference in the first place, as evidenced by Mitt Romney outperforming George Bush by like 23 in 2002 for that election in Massachusetts or whatever year that was, as if that has any bearing on whatever the hell happened in regards to 2012 or 2008 when he lost both elections to Barack Hussein Obama and to John McCain in 2008 in the Republican primary. So as evidenced by nature and history with logic in tandem, you can tell that Ron DeSantis is not any more electable than Donald Trump is just because he did better in his home state as a popular governor. And even if he is a popular governor, oh, he's so effective, he's so much more effective than Trump, then how come he banned transgenderism and that being taught, the gay stuff being taught, up until like the 5th grade? Why didn't he ban it gay through 12? Fuck it, while we're at it, defund it for college too. But he didn't. He could have, and he didn't. Why? Well, because he couldn't harangue the Speaker of the House, couldn't harangue the strong majorities he had in both the House and the Senate in the state of Florida to actually enact conservative policy. In fact, we just went and we took that 2023 policy of, transgenderism for all kids, and we just rolled it back to like 2021 standards. So realistically, Ron DeSantis is conserving what Rick Scott gave him. So, Florida isn't really far ahead compared to Rick Scott, Florida. In fact, it isn't ahead at all. What is better in Florida than 5 years ago? The only thing it's good at is not being as bad as the other places. But realistically, that's like saying my car isn't falling to shit as fast as the other car with 250,000 miles on it, okay? Just because your broken down 2008 Maserati is still kicking in 23 doesn't mean it's any better than any other car that's newer. And so, when you even look at the facts, Carrie Lake would have been a better governor of Arizona than DeSantis of Florida. And that's a woman. So you're getting outclassed by a woman theoretically. What the fuck? So, this is just totally embarrassing. And for a loser like Pedro Gonzalez to be carrying water for him, it's just disappointing. It's all hell. Okay. On Florida's response to the George Floyd riots, I'm happy to report that our anti-rioting legislation was actually condemned by the United Nations. So they're after me. I must know I'm on the right track. If they were really after you, Ron, they would have arrested you like Trump, okay? Trump is that nigga. Ron is not a threat. Ron is controlled op. Facts. Here, Barnes & Noble is good, actually. Julius Caesar, William Shakespeare. What? You're reading a book about Julius Caesar by William Shakespeare, like a novel or a play? Again, blowhard. Think about it. He reads so much, and he's dumber than I am, okay? So how come this guy, who's probably in his 30s, who was alive for the 2002, is going to get mogged by me, a teenager? Yeah, interesting, huh? What a dick. What a simpleton, huh? And, I start to think, and, I am a douche, but still, it's like, what Mexican is smarter than I am? Most of my people are pretty fucking dumb, including Pedro, which is why he belongs picking the weeds and, grabbing some oranges at the Mar-a-Lago. I want to see Ivanka laugh at him, throw fucking towels at him, say, Pedro, pick it up. Consuelo, Manolo, pick it up. Seriously. Him refusing to go to New York would create an unprecedented crisis and challenge the establishment, but it would also deprive his campaign of much needed and wanted public relations and fundraising opportunity. So what's your point, Mr. Pedro Gonzalez? DeSantis on crime. We reject soft on crime policies like eliminating cash bail and jailbreak legislation. Okay, very boilerplate. Which lets people out of prison early without even completing their first sentences. The latter sure sounds like the First Step Act. So now they're reading into it, assuming that he's further right on crime than Trump, even though their general vibe as men is completely polar opposite. If you had to get somebody and you had to get somebody to kill someone, it would be Trump. If you said DeSantis, cut this guy's head off, and you said Trump, cut this guy's head off, it would be Trump every time that would cut the head off. Trump is more masculine. You know that. If they were the same age, Trump would whip DeSantis' ass. In fact, it probably still could. Getting mogged. The refrigerator Ron felt it, as usual. Okay, look, what Ron DeSantis did in 21 to stop vaccine mandates, yes, but Trump was against the mandates, first of all. Second of all, DeSantis was promoting the vax more than Donald Trump. He took the vax himself. He's no better than Trump on the vaccine issue at all. What's this? His kid or something? Anyway, okay. We'll give this a couple more minutes because there's like worse takes. He just tweets so much it's hard to find all this garbage. All right. So as evidenced by this, he's posting Kevin Costner. That's not funny. Drag queens. I don't want to see transgenders on my timeline at all. I don't care. Disgusting. Okay. Hold up. Do you think we'll actually see a Republican? I don't care. Let's keep going. Come on. Give me some content. Or is this guy just going to be all boring nonsense? Let's see this. Damn. Where is the content, buddy? We're getting cucked. Wow. Trump should refuse to surrender to New York and use his opportunity to work with DeSantis, who has said Florida will not assist in extradition. If Trump is really going to... What? Anyway. Yeah, no, this is just embarrassing. You're just cucking the content. Yeah, this is your strongest soldier, by the way. DeSantis. This is your strongest soldier. Ronald Dion DeSantis, also known as Trump's bitch. This is your strongest endorser. Think about it. Who are the two biggest endorsements DeSantis has gotten, more or less? Jeb fucking Bush. Please clap, by the way. And Thomas Massey. Case settled. Really? Really, bro? That's it? Not even Rand Paul, bro. Not even Ron Paul. Are you kidding me, buddy? Look at the physiognomy. Look how chubby this fucker is on the left. You got to be kidding me. And this is your guy? Bro, at least Trump is like 75. He has an excuse to be a pudgy Chad King of America. Ron DeSantis, you are 40 years old. Why do you look like that? Oh my gosh. Your face looks like a fucking cushion ball. Your face looks like one of those stress relief balls, buddy. It's over. Anyway, Pedro Gonzalez is cringe. Disavow entirely. Can't wait to see him pulling weeds at the front lawn of the White House in 2025 while Trump laughs at him. Anyways, see ya, amigos. Bye-bye.